Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of BrushPile Fishing. This is my style of winter fishing, folks. We're in beautiful, sunshiny Florida. We're on Crescent Lake and I'm going to be joined by Scott Williams. So you stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing. We are here in Florida on Crescent Lake with Scott Williams. Scott, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you, Russ?
I'll tell you what, I'm doing real good. They're calling for temperatures of 81 degrees today. It's snowing back home, and here I am in Florida.
I'll tell you, it's been fun down here in Florida. We just got through fishing a tournament at Talquin. Fishing was unbelievable. I got to do a little pre-fishing here yesterday. The fishing seems to be pretty good. We had a front come through last night, so I hope it doesn't mess things up a whole lot. These Florida fish get a little finicky with front, so maybe we can get out there this morning and see what we can do.
What pattern are we going to start out with?
We'll be longline trolling to start with today. Yesterday I caught some real nice fish. Yesterday afternoon, longline trolling right on a shelf. The fish are in transition. They're getting ready to hit the bank, getting ready to spawn. In Florida, they like to spawn a little earlier. The water temperature's around 67, 68 degrees. So they'll be transitioning and spawning, and we'll be hitting the ledges, looking for those big females to go to the bank.
Buddy, I'm ready to get started.
Let's do it.
All right, folks, here we go. Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing. If you just joined us, we're on Crescent Lake here in Florida. It's a beautiful sunshiny morning. Temperature's calling for 81 degrees today, and we're just getting started. I'm with Scott Williams, and we're doing a little long line trolling. Scott, can you explain to the folks at home a little bit about what we're doing today?
Yeah, today we're what we call long line trolling. Some people call it pulling or just regular trolling. What we're doing is casting our jigs back behind the boat. We're trying to maintain a constant speed. Today we're trying to go 1 mile an hour, and the fish are suspended about 8 foot down. So what we're doing, we're using a single 16th jig, various colors, on each pole, and just trolling about a mile an hour to target those suspended fish.
And a couple good things about this pattern, folks. We're going after that reaction bite, and we're covering a lot of water in a short period of time. Scott, what kind of water temperatures do we have?
66 degrees this morning.
Okay.
Yesterday evening, it was around 68 degrees.
Just getting up to that prime zone.
Yep.
It's a nice lake, and there's so many different patterns you can fish, whether you like to jig fish. Of course, shooting docks can be real good here.
Yeah.
A lot of vegetation.
I tell you, these Florida lakes offer just a variety of ways to catch the fish.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a single pole guy, you can jig lily pads, jig, you know, dock pilings. You can long line troll, spider rig. There's just so many ways to catch them. And these fish get huge.
Yeah, they do. There's some big ones down here. There we go. Got one going, Scott?
Yeah, first fish.
All right, bud. How's it feel?
I think he's a little on the small side.
That's all right. First one of the morning. What he's doing, folks, just bringing it right under those other lines. Still not a bad one. Oh yeah. Scott, what kind of limits do they have here?
25 per person.
That's plenty. Do they have a size limit?
Not on Crescent, they don't.
Really?
I wish they did.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a 10-inch limit put in place.
I think that's a good idea everywhere. You know, Scott, you were talking about, different ways to fish here. We've seen lily pads, we've seen docks, we've seen cypress trees that you can jig.
I'm telling you, it's such a diverse ecosystem here that.
Oh, you got off.
I mean, these fish can live anywhere at any given time, you know.
And the watercolor, it's excellent down here. Hopefully by today's end, folks, we've got some fish close to or even over that 2-pound range. They're definitely in here.
Yesterday there was a good bit of current in here. This place we're fishing is called the Narrows.
Okay.
It's a canal-like system that connects Crescent to Dead Lake. And when you're long line trolling, yesterday the current was flowing into Dead Lake. I would, the speed that I was catching the fish going with the current, when I turned around, I had to go slower to allow the jigs to fall because of the current.
Right, right.
So that's, you know, a lot of times on these river systems, and even in these lakes, a lot of people don't realize it, that's connected to the river, there's still current. And, you know, a lot of times you have to be mindful about things like that. If you're catching fish going one way and you turn around and don't catch fish, there's a reason for it.
Little things like that make all the difference, that's for sure. Beautiful morning today, folks. Calm winds. Here we go. That might be a better fish here, buddy. Oh yeah. That might be a decent fish. Tell you what, it's been nice and steady so far starting out today, folks.
You need the net on him, Russ?
I'll tell you what, I can't see him yet. He's got a little weight to him, Scotty.
Nice fish.
Yes, sir. Look at there, folks. Goodness. Come here. Get in here. That's what it's about there. Look at the belly on that fish. Goodness. Big old chunker. And right there is what Crescent Lake, and you know, we're gonna get bigger than this too. I'm feeling this, guys. This is a good pound fish right there, folks. Nice fish, beautiful color. One of the things I like too, Scott, about down here, they've got that greenish gold tint to them.
To me, it's the most beautiful fish in the country.
You got her, man. I love fish coming out of this kind of water. Look at that, folks.
Step up your game and step into a War Eagle Blackhawk 2170. The Blackhawk 2170 gives anglers a tough aluminum hull with over 21 feet of stable, well-balanced fishing real estate. War Eagle. We build them tough for hunters who like to fish. The new home for your fishing needs is boneheadtackle.com. Get all the latest product information. Shop our new and improved tackle shop. We have baits for crappie, bass, striper, sand bass, saltwater and terminal tackle. Bait styles in slim stick, stump bugs, brush gliders, and bulk jig heads available. Check out our superior monoline, crankbaits for bass, and our top-of-the-line carbon fiber fishing rods. Bonehead Tackle, family-owned business with one goal in mind: make fishing more fun and help all anglers catch more fish. B&M Poles, the #1 crappie pole company in the world. Whether you are jigging, trolling, pulling, or pushing, B&M has your pole. Third-generation family company with over 7 years experience. Home to the Bucks Graphite Jig Pole, the first and best-selling graphite jig pole in the U.S. for over 35 years. Visit bnmpoles.com for yours today. For great fishing, check out Grand Lake St. Mary's, located in west central Ohio. If you're looking to land bass, catfish, crappie, perch, or bluegill, Grand Lake is the place for you. Check out greatergrandlakeregion.com.
And we got one going back here. Here we go again, folks. I don't think he's quite as big as the last one, but that's all right. Just getting started this morning. The bite is turning on as that sun is coming out. And that's a little one. The good thing is we've caught different sizes today. Shows they've had several good spawns. And we're gonna let that one go. The jig's about as big as he is, look at that. Getting that reaction bite. See ya.
Our jig, we're wanting to fish. A crappie's not gonna go down to feed. They're gonna feed up. So we want to pull our jigs right on top of this main body of fish here. We want to get as close and target that depth as close as possible. If our jigs are down here, we're not going to catch anything. And if they're too high, they're not going to travel very far to get it. So we want to try to get it as close to this main line of fish as possible.
Hey folks, welcome to today's gear check here on BrushPile Fishing. As you could tell, we had several rods out today when we were long lining. In the front of the boat, the very front, we had the Pro Staff trolling rods by B&M. We had the 16 footers out front, and then right behind those, we had the 12 foot. Now, on the back of the boat, it was a little bit different. Scott liked going with the Sam Super Sensitive, the Sam heating rod, and those are all 10 footers, and that's exclusively what we used on the back of the boat. Now, as far as the jigs, about as simple as it gets. 1/16 ounce must-have jig heads. Some folks like to pull two 1/32 ounce. Scott prefers just pulling one 1/16 ounce jig head. And on that, from our good old crappie kit, we were using a lot of hot grubs. And we started out in the morning, folks, we were using a lot of different colors. By the end of the afternoon, we kind of zeroed in on a June bug color, and we exclusively went with those because that's what the fish were preferring. But the hot grub, if you've never seen one, it's got the big tail, a lot of movement in the water, great for long lining. And that's today's gear check.
Another thing about 4-pound test line when we're pulling, I don't know if you noticed, I'm hung on this rod, it breaks off real easy. And that's a good thing.
So that's all we're going with is 4 pound today?
Yeah, that's what we're using is 4 pound a day. Fishing in a lot of places where you get hung up real bad, you know, it's harder to break that line a little bit. It sounds crazy, but a lot of times you'll break a rod before you'll break the line.
Jig heads are a little bit cheaper, huh?
Jig heads are cheaper.
Folks, I want to show you what I'm doing right now. On the back pole, I'm just using a little loop knot. I put my line through there one time, doubling that around my fingers, pushing that through about 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And you can make that loop as big or as small as you want. Want to cinch it, wet it down, cut off the tag end. And especially when you're long lining, allows that to set free or set up straight and swim more freely. You want him, Joe?
BrushPile Fishing is proud to announce the BrushPile Fishing Combos now available at brushpilefishing.com. We have brought together gear from our top sponsors, passing on big savings direct to you. Both combos include the B&M Pro 100 spinning reel, Gamma High Viz 6-pound line, BrushPile Fish Attractant, with either the B&M Sharpshooter 6 and Southern Pro Dock Shooting Kit or 10.5 Russ Bailey Signature Series with Southern Pro Jig Fishing Kit. Get yours today. Visit brushpilefishing.com for more.
Welcome to the world of Mustad. Legendary craftsmanship with over 180 years of experience with advanced designs and technology. Mustad is a name you can trust for whatever you fish for. The long, trusted classic and big game hooks, the innovative ultra-point designs, assortment of tools and jigs, or pre-tied rigs and accessories. Quality and durability are built into every Mustad product. Saltwater giants or freshwater trophies. Make your next trip more memorable with Mustad.
This episode of BrushPile Fishing is brought to you by Bonehead Tackle, Catch More Fish, Gamma Line, Driftmaster, Crappie USA, Buckeye Ford, Southern Pro, War Eagle Boats.
Scott, when you're long lining, is there a range that you like to pull as far as speed wise? I know we're concentrating on a mile-hour today, but does that vary at all for you?
It does vary, Russ. It just depends on where I'm at, how deep of water I'm in, and where the fish are.
Okay.
We've pulled enough. We know how deep our jigs run at different speeds. So if we're targeting fish, you know, right now we're fishing with a single 16th.
Okay.
And we've got around 65 foot of line out. If we're targeting fish at 10 foot with this same setup, we'd have to slow down to about 0.8, 0.9.
Just allowing those to drop
Just allow
down
those jigs to drop down a little bit. Or, you know, during a tournament, we'll fish double jigs.
Okay.
You know, we'll put different combinations together. Double 48s, a 48th and a 32nd, 48th and a 16th, double 32nds. You know, there's so many combinations that you can string together to get your jigs to the depth that you're desiring them to get to.
And you know, the thing that's going to help there is just time on the water, trial and error.
That's all it is time on the water. I tell people the best way to learn where your jigs are running is go get in some shallow water, and you'll see your jigs dragging the bottom, and when they quit dragging, right at the time they quit dragging, look at your depth finder and you'll see how deep water you're in.
Yeah.
And that's where that jig is running.
Fly by
It's real critical when long lining to know exactly what you were doing when you caught a fish, to know how much line you had out, to know how fast you were going, how deep water you were in, and you want to reproduce that.
Everything just comes back to paying attention to detail.
That's it. What we're doing, we've gotten to the end of our pull and we're going to turn around. And when long lining, it's important not to turn too sharp because all of our jigs are back behind the boat. We don't want to turn so fast that the jigs fall to the bottom, and then as we turn, they'll get all tangled up with each other. So you want to make, when long lining, you want to make big sweeping turns to keep all the jigs in line with each other, and so they don't get tangled up and twisted up. If they get tangled and twisted, that's a mess. And it's not a mess that can be fixed very quickly. You have to break everything off.
Little frustration sets in.
It is frustrating.
You know, another thing, Scott, a lot of times when you're making those turns, you'll get some of them bites. It's just something a little bit different on that jig.
It is, you know, and again, it's attention to detail. On the inside of the turn, these jigs are going to fall.
Yeah.
On the outside, these jigs are going to rise. The ends of these rods are moving faster than the inside rods. So a lot of times if you get a bite in a turn, you want to know what side of the boat it come on, whether you need to adjust to fish shallow or maybe to adjust to fish a little bit deeper.
Good point.
Got a fish on right here.
Here we go. Got one, Scott?
Yep.
Here we go again, folks.
Little small fish. A butterbean.
Yes, sir. Hey, you gotta have some of them in the lake too. Here we go. Oh, this might be a little bit bigger than that one, Scott. At least I'm hoping. Oh yeah, he got some pull
It
to him,
sounded like
folks.
it was bigger.
Yes, sir. Making that drag work a little bit. Oh yeah, it's a nice fish. You can see
Got
that.
another little butterbean.
Hit a little hole there, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at here, folks. Look at the mouth on that thing. Goodness.
You want me to net him, Russ?
I get him. Bring him right in. Look at there, folks. Another dandy. Hold still, big boy. That one came on the green, the June bug. Look at there. Again, the beautiful tint to these fish. We hit a pocket there. We caught a couple real small ones, and this one all bam, 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 right at the same time. Look at there. Beautiful. Nothing prettier than the sun hitting on one of them crappie out of here. Oh,
The only thing prettier than that is when he's golden brown coming out of Grease Lake.
That's, you got her, man.
Want more trucks for less bucks? Buckeye Ford is your truck headquarters. Work or play, we have the truck for you. F-150s, F-250s, F-350s, and F-450s. We know trucks, and you'll always get top dollar for your trade. Get the truck you need today for less bucks at Buckeye Ford and shop over 200 new Fords and tons of pre-owned cars and trucks 24/7 at BuckeyeFord.com. Remember, you'll find more trucks for less bucks at BuckeyeFord.com. More trucks, less bucks. BuckeyeFord.com.
Driftmaster rod holders. Whether you are pushing, pulling, or organizing, Driftmaster has you covered with products that are made in America. We can rig any boat for any technique from front to back. Driftmaster, for the way you fish. Jenko Fishing, a bass and crappie lure manufacturer specializing in custom hard and soft baits. Jenko takes crappie fishing to another level with its unique championship-proven products from its Big T lineup. 6 different rod platforms, lightest net in the industry, 4 soft baits with 16 colors, cranks, terminal tackle, and much more. Visit JenkoFishing.com to get what you need to succeed in this crappie fishing world. Introducing NKT.TV, a brand new solution for the cord-cutting generation. With NKT.TV, viewers enjoy viewer-specific programming with the ability to pick and choose the channels you wish to subscribe to. Missed BrushPile Fishing this week? Catch it on NKT.TV, along with all your other Pursuit Channel favorites. NKT.TV offers dozens of network and channel options for you, the viewer, to choose from. So go ahead, cut the cord, and get everything you want with nothing you don't. Visit NKT.TV today.
This episode of BrushPile Fishing is brought to you by Mustad, best-selling hook on the planet. B&M Poles, official pole of BrushPile Fishing. Jenko Fishing, Greater Grand Lake Region. NKT.TV, BrushPile Fish Attractant.
Got a fish on over here on the...
On the turn, here we go.
Better fish, Russ?
Need net?
I don't think so.
Just let me know. Oh, that's a nice fish. Look at that one coming in, folks. You can tell they're big when you see that big old mouth open.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. There is a dandy. There we go.
That female there is full of eggs.
Nice fish. Look at there, folks.
You can tell that fish, she's starting to get a little bloody. It won't be long, she'll hit the bank. I tell you, Russ, the last several fish we've caught has been on that same color.
Really?
Yeah. I'm probably gonna swap a couple more rods over to that color. That's the thing about it, you know, when you start a day, you have no idea what they're gonna be hitting on, so you try a variety of colors, and just as you start catching fish, you kind of key in onto the shades that they're looking for that day.
Scott, everything that we've caught have been black crappie. Are there any white crappie down here at Crescent?
Not that I'm aware of. I've never caught a white crappie. I've never caught a white crappie in Florida, period.
Really?
To my knowledge, there's not any white crappie in Florida.
Here we go. There we go.
Russ, you've got to start taking it easy on me.
Well, you had the last one. It was my turn. Another decent fish, folks. And he ain't done fighting yet. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Come here.
Man, look at the eggs in her.
Belly. You talk about full of eggs. I'll show you this one in a second. You're right, Scott, same color. But, boy, she had that thing engulfed. But look at the belly on that.
About 8 foot deep. Yes, sir.
Full of eggs. Beautiful fish. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show here at Crescent Lake in Florida. Scott, I had a good time doing a little long lining today.
I'm glad you did. I enjoyed it. I look forward to doing it again.
You know, the bite was good early. It tapered off a little bit. But you know what? During that show today, my wife sent me pictures from home. It's snowing, so you know what? I'm good with that.
Yeah, it's the weather's nice here. It's probably mid-70s, upper 70s right now. So the weather cooperated with us. We had that front come through last night. We were a little worried about the bite this morning, but it all worked out.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's the first time we've got to do a show together, and hopefully we'll do it again.
I look forward to it.
All right, thanks for joining us. Folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, because we'll be back next week with BrushPile Fishing.
For more brush pile fishing excitement, find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.